Coach Bell has coached for 27 years. He has won conference championships and had a 27-game conference win streak from 2007 to 2011. His teams have qualified for the state playoffs 18 years, winning 6 district and regional championships. 6-time semifinalist for the state runner-up finish in 2008. And in 2010, Lake Orion was the Division I state champions with a 13-1 record. Coach Bell has been awarded several Coach of the Year awards, including the Dream Team Coach of the Year in 2010 by the Detroit Free Press. He was an East-West All-Star Game coach in 2008, a 7-time Regional Coach of the Year, and in 2010 was the Michigan High School Football Coaches Association Division I State Coach of the Year. Coach Bell will be returning to Lake Orion as head coach in 2022. What coaching has meant to Coach Bell. Coaching football has been a passion, never a job. It has allowed me to create lasting memories of outstanding coaches and tremendous student athletes. Coach Bell's biggest thrill in coaching, winning the state championship in 2010. Although every year with my team provides thrills and memories that I get to share forever. Every year is a thrill. Coach Bell's comments on why coach. I coach because I love the game and understand the game. I believe I do a good job teaching the game of football. But most importantly, I coach because I love working with a great group of coaches. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of the Hall of Fame, Coach Christopher Bell.
Thank you, Jack. I really appreciate that introduction. I would like to thank the Michigan High School Football Coaches Association for my selection into their Hall of Fame. Being a part of the Hall of Fame is a great honor, and I'm humbled to be included among so many great coaches and great people, many of whom I've learned from, competed against, and looked up to. Being selected to the Hall of Fame really means I've been blessed. I have so many important people in my life who have made this journey possible, starting with my most important team, my family. As all coaches know, when you coach football, your family becomes married to the game just as you are. My family provides nothing but tremendous support. If I can have them all stand, please. Sharing tonight with me are my parents, Jim and Carol Bell. My son Kyle, daughters Jamie, Lauren, and Sydney. My daughter Katie, and my mother-in-law Chris Boyd was not able to be here tonight as well. And lastly, I'd like to introduce the love of my life and my biggest supporter, my wife, Kristen. Mom and Dad, I cannot thank you enough. Early in my career, your support allowed me to get started in coaching. To this day, 30 years later, seeing you in the stands every Friday night means the world to me. My mother-in-law, Mom Boyd, she's been a tremendous help to us. Over the years, your support has meant the world. My kids, all athletes themselves, being your dad has been the greatest blessing I could ever have. Your own sacrifices so I could be where I needed to be, yet your support and enthusiasm for Lake Orion football, well, it's just what we do. I love you all. My son Kyle, being able to have you as one of my players, maybe my career highlight. My wife, she grew up the daughter of a Hall of Fame football coach. She gets it. She understands it. She told me from day one, she says, I'll follow you anywhere so that you can be coaching. Honey, I love you. I thank you for all you do. With 5 kids, I was often reminded at the beginning of every year that for the next 4 months, I'm pretty useless. She's right. She said, hey, no worries. I got it handled. I need to thank the coaches that were a tremendous influence for me. They helped me fall in love with this game, and I learned much from them. My high school coaches, Clark Bushman, Chuck Mahoney, my varsity football coach, Doug Frazier, all were very influential during my high school years. From Doug Frazier, I learned so much about how to organize a high school football program. Doug taught me how to coach. I would also like to recognize and thank the late Pete Schmidt of Alameda College. I knew Pete as a player, when I played for him as a backup, and also when I coached for him as a student assistant while I attended Alameda College. One of the smartest football people I have ever met. His teachings and philosophies have stayed with me and still influence what we do at Lake Orion. I also need to thank my father-in-law, Hall of Fame football coach Mike Boyd. He coached for over 40 years at Waterford and Lady Lakes, He would come to our games on Friday nights, and most of his games were on Saturday. I was able to watch his teams play. Again, watching him, I was able to learn so much, how he involved his players in his decision-making, how he handled himself when times were tough. He was a tremendous mentor and a huge influence, and I'm forever indebted to him. As a football coach, I've been blessed to work with tremendous athletic directors, and I need to thank, first and foremost, Vic Michaels, who hired me at Centerline St. Clement. It was the right place at the right time for me, and I thank Vic for hiring a young guy who was still learning his way. Vic became a mentor and to this day a great friend. I would like to thank Darren Abbasi, who hired me at Lake Orion. I'd also like to thank my longtime AD at Lake Orion, Bill Reese. His dream of winning state championship helped us, it helped push us, motivate us, and helped us believe we could get it done. Coaching at Lake Orion is special. Friday nights at Lake Orion are special. Our school board, our central office, our high school administration, and our community have been so supportive in our efforts, and they love football. It has been such a privilege to work for great people who take great pride in our programs. Our current superintendent who's here tonight, Mr. Ben Kirby, has been outstanding. Our district is in great shape with his leadership moving forward. I'd also like to thank Mark Snyder, our central office, who's here as well. I also need to thank my administrative assistant, Sharon Rosen. Being the athletic director of one of the state's largest high schools and being the head football coach is a lot. Her support, her willingness to help make this possible. Football coaches, while extremely passionate and borderline obsessed with what we do, we're generally humble individuals. We realize this is a team game. While the head coach sets the direction, success comes because of talented and dedicated players and outstanding assistant coaches. Football is a team game, and we have success because of our team. I want to thank all of my players at St. Clement, at Linden, at Lake Orion. We've had some great players. Most of our guys are just good, hard-working young men who bought into our program and developed themselves into players. Helping me every step of the way has been an outstanding coaching staff. I would like to mention some of my past assistants who have been with me for a long time and deserve the credit for the success of our teams. Guys like Dave Tooley, John Blackstock, Jason Larson, Jay Coho, Eric Jennings, Brad Fisher, Mike Heath, and Kevin Mishak, just to name a few. A team can only be as good as its coaching staff, and I'm really excited as I come back after a 4-year layoff with the staff that I have in place. Finally, and in closing, I would like to thank the game of football. Coming out of high school and going to Albany College, all I wanted to do when my playing days were over was to coach football. So it made sense that I would get a teaching degree so I could support myself and my family while coaching. Coaching brought me to the world of education. Soon I fell in love with teaching, as it was coaching yet on a different field. And later I moved into being a high school administrator, again, coaching kids in the game of life, all while still coaching on the field. What I mean is this: coaching and teaching has made me the person I am. It's made me a better man, a better husband, a better father, a better person. I owe who I am to the game of football. I've been blessed to have never felt like I've ever had a real job. It's easy to go to work every day when you love what you do. Thank you again for this honor. It is upon the shoulders of many that I am here. I am honored, humble, and blessed. Thank you again, and go Dragons.